Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Nitai Sachisundara Nitai, Sachisundara Nitai, Sachisundara Jaya Nitai Sachisundara, Nitai Sachisundara, Nitai Sachisundara, Nitai Sachisundara Jaya, Nitai Sachisundara Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya 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 Giri Govardhan, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jai, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Nanda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Brahmsi Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhaktarinda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Navadvip Maya Budham Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Muna Maya Ki Jai, Tulasi Devi Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktarinda Ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to all the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin, Eti Namine Namaste, Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pacharine, Nivishesha Srinivati Bhasya Jadesha Tarine. Welcome Prakash, Hare Krishna. We are looking tonight at Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, conclusion. The 18th chapter is a conclusion. And of course the most famous verse in the 18th chapter is 1866. Sarvadhamam paridhyajya mamekam sharanam racha. And where Lord Krishna, he is proposing to Arjuna, he's instructing Arjuna, give up all the dharmas I have taught you. What dharmas has Krishna taught Arjuna? All dharmas, what are all? Give up all religions. Well, what kind of religions are we talking about? We're talking about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all the different yogas and all the different other processes Lord Krishna has spoken in the Bhagavad Gita, has spoken about many different ways and processes. We're speaking about the Brahman, the impersonal, all-pervading, and so on. Krishna says, now give it all up. Just surrender unto me. Welcome Vijay. So that is 1866. Okay, but that will not go today. Today we're looking at 1855. Just 11 verses before. So the conclusion of the Gita, 18th chapter, is the perfection of renunciation. Very important, renunciation. What is the perfection of renunciation? Let's share that screen. Here we are. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhaktya Mama Bichanati Yavan Yashchasmi Tatvadaha Tato Mam Tatvatu Gyadva Vishate Dat Anantaram. Translation. One can understand me. Amrita Radhe Mataji, welcome. One can understand me as I am, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Amrita Radhe Mataji, want to start reading that purport?
All right. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and his plenary portions cannot be understood by mental speculation, not by the non-devotees. Sorry, what is that? Nor by the non-devotees. If anyone wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has to take to pure devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee. Otherwise, the truth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will always be hidden. As already stated in Bhagavad Gita, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. He is not revealed to everyone. No one can understand God simply by erudite scholarship or mental speculation. Only one who is actually engaged in Krishna consciousness and devotional service can understand what Krishna is. University degrees are not helpful. One who is fully conversant with Krishna science becomes eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom, the abode of Krishna. Becoming Brahman does not mean that one loses his identity. Devotional service is there, and as long as devotional service exists, there must be God, the devotee, and the process of devotional service. Such knowledge is never vanquished, even after liberation. Liberation involves getting free from the concept of material life. In spiritual life, the same distinction is there. The same individuality is there. But in pure Krishna consciousness, one should not mistakenly think that the word Vishate enters into me supports the monist theory that one becomes homogeneous with the impersonal Brahman. No, Vishate means that one can enter into the abode of the Supreme Lord in one's individuality to engage in his association and render service unto him. For instance, a green bird enters a green tree not to become one with the tree, but to enjoy the fruits of the tree. Impersonalists generally give the example of a river flowing into the ocean and merging. This may be a source of happiness for the impersonalist, but the personalist keeps his personal individuality like an aquatic in the ocean. We find so many living entities within the ocean if we go deep. Surface acquaintance with the ocean is not sufficient. One must have complete knowledge of the aquatics living in the ocean depths.
Okay,
Because
maybe
of his pure
Vijay, you can carry on.
Yes, sorry, can you hear me? Yeah.
Because of his pure devotional service, they'll be carrying on.
Yeah. Okay. Because of his pure devotional service, a devotee can understand the transcendental qualities and the opulence of the Supreme Lord in truth. As it is stated in the 11th chapter, only by devotional service can one understand. The same is confirmed here. One can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service and enter into his kingdom. After attainment of the Brahma Bhuta, Srimad Bhagavatam 4:30-20, stage of freedom from material conceptions, Devotional service begins by one's hearing about the Lord. When one hears about the Supreme Lord, automatically the Brahma Bhuta stage develops and material contamination, greediness and lust for sense enjoyment disappears. As lust and desires disappear from the heart of a devotee, he becomes more attached to the service of the Lord. And by such attachment, he becomes free from material contamination. In that state of life, he can understand the Supreme Lord. This is the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam also. After liberation, the process of bhakti or transcendental service continues. The Vedanta Sutra 4.1.12 confirms this aprayana tatrapi dishtram. This means that after liberation, the process of devotional service continues. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, real devotional liberation.
Not Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam, sorry.
Yes, because there's a line over there, Bhagavatam.
Yeah, right. That's Srimad Bhagavatam. Real devotional liberation is defined as the reinstatement of a living entity in his own identity, his own constitutional position. The constitutional position is already explained. Every living entity is part and parcel, fragmental portion of the Lord, Supreme Lord. Therefore, his constitutional position is to serve. After liberation, this service is never stopped. Actual liberation is getting free from the misconceptions of life.
Thank you, Vijay. Let's have this translation again. One can understand me as I am, as a Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananshana Shalakaya Jakshurun Militam Yenatasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swabadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Satvaitam Sabatutam Parichana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Scha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagadapate Gopisha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishapanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanjakalpatarupyascha Kripa Sintupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Siddhi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, beautiful verse of Bhagavad Gita, all about pure devotional service. Krishna is not revealing himself just to any and anybody. The Lord reserves that right for himself to reveal himself to whoever he wants to reveal himself. And of course, Krishna reveals himself to his devotees. As he says in Bhagavad Gita, I'm giving you the science of the Bhagavad Gita. It's a science. The science means if you follow the steps described in Bhagavad Gita, how to connect with Krishna, then the result is 100%. That is science. Chemistry. Mixing substance A with B, you're getting substance C. It's very scientific. It can be applied by anyone. Not just it works for one person and not for another. No, that is not science. Science can be replicated. The experiment can be replicated. It's a scientific experiment by one person and another person at the other side of the globe, and it will get the same result. So Krishna says, the science of Bhagavad Gita is told by me, Krishna, to you, Arjuna. Because, that's important, because you are my devotee and my friend. So that's the reason why Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, because he's his devotee. Very important. Welcome, Jayanti Bhai. Prakash 2 times, yes. Double yogic power. So Krishna reserves that right. Some people, without being devotees, without having surrendered to the spiritual master, without accepting even a spiritual master, and suddenly without surrendering to Krishna, they may think, some who are a little bit more advanced, they may think they have surrendered to Krishna, but they're very much afraid of surrendering to the spiritual master, to the pure devotee, because it's too restrictive for them. But Krishna says, if you want to approach me, you have to go through through the spiritual master. You have to go through my devotee. So prime example, we have spoken many times, is Raghunath Das Goswami. He wanted to achieve Lord Chaitanya's service. He ran away from home and his parents brought him back again and again and again. And Lord Chaitanya said, no, you stay at home for the time being and just lead the life of pounds and shilling men, meaning just externally carry on your duties. You have a beautiful wife, you're born in a rich family, carry everything externally. Nobody will suspect anything of you, but internally you meditate upon me. So our internal meditation, that's very important. What is our meditation? In Krishna consciousness, internal meditation, in so many ways it is important. Then Lord Chaitanya instructed him, first of all, you want to attain me, you want to come to me, first of all you get the blessings of Lord Nityananda. Nitai. And Nitai is what? The original spiritual master. So Krishna says, you go through my dearmost Nitai, you go through the spiritual master first, not directly to me. And he did that. He ran away again from home at night by trickery, and he came to the place where Lord Nityananda and his devotees and many, many followers of Nitai were assembled at Panihati. Our Rituan Vihari Prabhu, he has been recently in Panihati. He told us last time beautiful stories of Panihati. If you have missed it, look it back up in previous recordings. So he went to Panihati, and Nitai saw him, and someone pointed out, here is Raghunath Das, offering obeisances from a distance, from the distance. Why did he offer obeisances from a distance? Because he was a humble devotee. We would also go from a distance. There is no need to just go right in front, first line. Even Jesus Christ, he was saying, the last one will be the first one, the first one will be the last one. Those who push themselves in the limelight in front, look how big devotee I am, they will be the last one. And those who are humble in the background, they will be the first one. And when Srila Prabhupada came to the place of where Advaitacharya, I think it was Srivas Thakur's house, ashram, where Advaitacharya and other devotees met and discussed how to spread the glories of the Lord all over the world. And Srila Prabhupada, before he went to the West, he was coming and asking the blessings of Advaitacharya, of Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya, and all the great Vaishnavas there. He was asking the blessings. Where did he sit? In the back of the temple. And cried. He cried. Because he had an almost impossible mission to fulfill. So he was sitting in the back. I had another example many years ago, where there was some parikram and our Bhakti Charu Swami was still with us, and there was a desire tree next to in the courtyard of the temple. Vriksha Kalpa, Kalpa Vriksha. Desire tree, very important desire trees. We circumambulate them and we put our head at the tree, or touching the tree, or even not touching the tree. Our desires, we have the desire, whatever desires we have, we voice them to that desire tree, and the desires will be fulfilled. And one has to be very careful. What desire is a desire tree? What do I want? Oh, give me a good husband, give me a good wife, some healthy children, give me a lot of money, economic prosperity. No. Then we missing our opportunity. Please, dear Kalpa Vriksha, give me pure devotional service. That should be our prayer. Let me serve Guru and Krishna in pure devotion. So there was the desire tree, and all the devotees, hundreds of devotees, they rushed forward to touch that tree when they heard that is a desire tree. They almost fell over each other and wrestled to get to that tree. And then Bhakti Charu Swami, he said, that is not needed. You stretch out your hand from a distance and you take those blessings from the desire tree. You don't need to rush forward. It's not the physical proximity to the tree. It's the proximity of your heart. The same in Arti. When the ghee lamp comes around, the wood is falling over each other to touch that fire of the ghee lamp which has been offered to the Lord. But there is no need for that either. We can do that if that is in reach, but if we are further away, we don't bully our way forward and push devotees aside. And no, from a distance, we take this flame, the ghee lamp on our head. So from a distance. And what I have also seen, what can also be done, it's not the lamp has to go around to the devotees. Generally it is done, someone brings a lamp around, and no, the puchari can do from a distance, from the altar, he can just do like this, and the devotees do like this. So the distance. So Raghunath Das, he offered obeisances from a distance because he was a humble devotee. He was not rushing in front, okay, everybody look, I offer my obeisances to Lord Nityananda. No. But someone pointed out to Nitai, here is Raghunath Das, offering obeisances. And Lord Nityananda said, why you set far away? You're a thief. Only a thief stays far away not to be recognized. Come here immediately, I shall punish you. I was joking, Nitai. So, on the order of Nityananda, Raghunath Das came close by, offered his obeisances right in front of Nitai, and Nitai put his foot on his head. Blessing! If we get the foot on our head of Nityananda, or our spiritual master, then we are truly blessed. So that was needed. First go through Guru, go through Nitai. And then eventually he achieved, and he was seeing Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya also, he didn't say, okay, you stay with me as my personal associate. I'll give you some service directly to me. No. Lord Chaitanya said, okay, I put you under the care of Swarup Damodar. Again, going through the devotee of the Lord. That's so important. Not directly to the Lord, through the devotee. Because devotees are very, very dear to Krishna, very dear. So one has to surrender unto the pure devotee. Then Krishna will be very pleased. So Krishna says here in this verse, you can only understand me. Me means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am. Only by devotional service. Some people may think, I can understand Krishna by so many others. I can understand Krishna by yoga. I can understand Krishna by karma yoga, by jnana yoga, by my own mental speculation. Krishna says, no. Only by devotional service. And devotional service, as Srila Prabhupada points out in his purport, 3 things are needed. The devotee, the process of devotional service, and the Lord. 3 ingredients. As long as there is devotional service, there must be the servant and the master. So we just highlighted Sarva Dharma Parityaja. Give up all the dharmas. Yes, all these other dharmas, all these other concepts Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Some people think Bhagavad Gita is all about yoga. Yes, bhakti yoga. Or Bhagavad Gita has many subjects. Some proposing Bhagavad Gita has many equal subjects. Bhakti is one subject, and karma yoga, and ashtanga yoga, and jnana yoga, and this yoga, and that yoga, and worshipping the impersonal Brahman. They're all equal discussed in Bhagavad Gita. That's not the case. Bhagavad Gita is a developing conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. It's not just all equal. Every chapter, every verse is equal to previous. No, it builds from one verse to the next. It builds from one chapter to the next. And Krishna gives confidential knowledge, and Krishna gives more confidential knowledge, and Krishna gives the most confidential knowledge. And at the end of Bhagavad Gita, he says, now all this knowledge I gave you, forget it all. Just surrender unto me. That is a proper understanding of Bhagavad Gita. So that's a culmination. Like with everything else in a book, The plot comes to its culmination towards the end. It's not the plot at the beginning. It's the same as at the end and in the middle. No, that would be a very, very dull book. No, it builds up momentum, and Krishna explains some higher concepts and higher until he comes to the highest concept, which is surrender unto him. Him, Krishna, the person, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not the Brahman. Krishna is also, his effulgence is a Brahman, that's also there, yes. So here he says, only by devotional service I can be understood. Others who don't engage in devotional service, they can't understand me. I reserve that right to be revealed to my devotees if they're acting in devotional service. And then he says, when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, eventually one will become fully Krishna conscious. This devotional service is not also all the same. It's also building up. We engage in devotional service and we become more and more purified. We'll never be the same. We keep boiling the ghee.
Drive a diesel Land Rover or Jaguar. I recently learned that you can claim up to 6.
What was that? So it's not all the same when we make ghee from butter. It's a process. It's not the ghee making at the beginning is the same as in the middle and the same as in the end. No, it's a process. It starts at the beginning and it gets more and more purified in the middle, and the foam slightly disappears. We take it off, and then at the end is a pure ghee left. So our Krishna consciousness is also developing. As we have said many times, it doesn't really matter where you are in your Krishna consciousness, on the path of bhakti, on the path of devotional service. You may be at the beginning, you may be in the middle, you may be further than the middle, you may be towards the end. It doesn't matter where we are. What matters is that we keep progressing. We don't take a break. We keep applying the process. Okay, it doesn't matter. You chant 1 round, 4 rounds, 8, 9 rounds you chant. It's okay. Just keep increasing. Don't stay with 4 or 5 rounds for the rest of your life. Increase. Find time. Make time. Make it a priority. Increase, increase, increase. Keep the fire under the ghee. Don't switch it off. You think you're already done. No. Keep the fire on. And then we're reaching higher stages of devotional service. There's a whole ladder of progress from Shraddha, faith, to Sadhudanga, association of devotees, to Bhajana Kriya, engaging actually in the process of devotional service through chanting and other services, and then Anartha Nivritti, things getting cleared out, misconceptions from our consciousness. And then we become eventually nishta, steady in our devotional service. And then ruchi develops. We get some taste. We love this Krishna consciousness. We love the devotional service. We couldn't imagine being without it. Ruchi. And then eventually we'll enter the stage of bhava, where devotional sentiments are exchanged with Krishna. Krishna is so real by then. It's not just a concept. He is the most lovable person. When we are in love with Krishna, we have fallen in love with Krishna and with Krishna's devotees as well. And then we eventually arrive at the stage of prema. Pure love, pure devotion. So here, Lord Krishna says, and when one is in full consciousness of me, fully, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Then we are ready to go to Vaikuntha or Goloka, when we are in full consciousness of Krishna. What has disappeared? All karma, all gyan, and all mental speculation. We have left it far behind. It's only Krishna, 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 Krishna. So let's have a look at Srila Prabhupada's purport. Here Krishna points out, Krishna or his plenary portions, Vishnu, incarnations, all of that, cannot be understood by mental speculation, nor by the non-devotees. Again, some think by mental speculation and by the intellectual capacity, they can understand Krishna. And non-devotees, they dare to comment on Bhagavad Gita. They have absolutely no clue what is Bhagavad Gita. You cannot read Bhagavad Gita like a novel, like any other book, like an academic text, like a philosophical text. No, it is not meant like that. Bhagavad Gita can truly be only understood if Krishna wants to reveal himself to us by revelation, not by our intellectual capacity. So, Srila Prabhupada points out, if anyone wants to understand Krishna, he has to take to pure devotional service. And not only to pure devotional service, but under the guidance of a pure devotee. So we need the guidance of a pure devotee. Do we have the guidance of a pure devotee? Yes. We're reading Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Hare Krishna. Someone's microphone on. Amrita Radhamadaji, your microphone is on. Hare Krishna, and Tejas is talking. Tejas is asking questions tonight.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Okay. So, we have to take the guidance of a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada is available, and the Association of Devotees is available to help us. And Srila Prabhupada says, otherwise, the truth about Krishna will always be hidden. Krishna is expert in hiding himself and revealing himself to those who have some love in their heart. He's not revealed to everyone. And Srila Prabhupada cites a text from the 7th chapter, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya, where Krishna is saying, I'm never manifest to the foolish. That is Bhagavad Gita 7:25. I'm never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I'm covered by my internal potency. And here we have your question, Vijay, from last time. You ask about the Yoga Maya. That is Krishna's internal potency. This verse speaks about. I am covered by my internal potency, by my Yoga Maya. Krishna's internal potency. And therefore they do not know that I am unborn and inexhaustible. Sometimes the question is raised, was Krishna visible to everyone while on this earth, while on the battlefield? How can it be said he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhishma was one of them, the Pandavas, of course. But not everyone, only a few could understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Arjuna in the beginning, he couldn't understand it either. He thought of Krishna as his friend. And when Krishna says, I have spoken this Bhagavad Gita to the Sangha, to Vivashvan, then Arjuna was perplexed. How come? Krishna, you spoke it to Sangha. You are my contemporary, we have the same age. But the sun god is millions and millions of years old. So how come at the beginning of creation you spoke to the sun god? And then Krishna explained, of course. Well, Arjuna, you and me, we have been together, you my eternal devotee. We have been together. But you don't remember, but I remember it all. How many times we have performed these pastimes at the battlefield. So many times in different universes. Okay, it's going back to... So it was Bhagavad Gita 7.25. And Srila Prabhupada points out, by scholarship or mental speculation, Krishna cannot be achieved. University degrees are not helpful. One who is fully conversant with the Krishna science, again science, the science, he becomes fully conversant, not partly, not half, not three-quarters, fully conversant with the Krishna science, becomes eligible to enter into the spiritual kingdom, the abode of Krishna. And then again, Srila Prabhupada points out, becoming Brahman. Some think becoming Brahman means merging into the Brahman. No, becoming Brahman does not mean one loses his identity. Also, some would like to lose their identity. Why would someone like to lose his identity? Because we have experience in this material world that due to our identity and other people's identities, there's always fighting going on. There's so many trouble in relationship with other people. So some have enough of that. Of course, we all have enough of that. But the solution for some is, okay, I just want to merge, just like a moth into the fire. I want to extinguish my identity. I become one with the Brahman, or the Nirvana, as a Buddhist put forward. But we maintain our identity. Devotional service is there as long as devotional service exists. There must be God, the devotee, and the process of devotional service, as we have just explained. Three things. And then Srila Prabhupada says, such knowledge is never vanished, even after liberation, because that's a misconception. I am moksha, liberation, then everything is finished. I just merge into the great light, into the Brahmajyoti, into the Brahman, my identity, everything. After liberation, devotional service actually really starts. Liberation means getting free from the concept of material life, getting free from the three modes of material nature. Of course, the three gunas. Tamagun, ignorance, rajagun, passion, and sattvagun. Also, we have to get rid of sattvagun, goodness. Of course, goodness is a stepping stone to the spiritual world. While we are completely immersed in tamagun or rajagun, in the lower modes of material nature, it's not possible to cultivate devotional service. It's not possible to approach Krishna. It's not possible to... Therefore, we have these principles. No meat, no fish, no eggs, no gambling, no illicit sexual connection, no gambling and no mental speculation, no intoxication. So these principles are there to elevate us from the lower modes to at least come to sattva gun. And that's a stepping stone, like a stepping stone. If there's a little stream, we don't know how to get over it. And some people have put some stones in the middle of the water, paced apart, just one step. So we're stepping on the first stone, second, third, and by stepping on these stones, which are slightly raised above the water, we're getting over to the other side without getting wet feet, shoes. As they are stepping stones. So in the same way, sattva guna is a stepping stone to the Shuddha sattva, so the other side, the spiritual world. So Srila Prabhupada points out, in spiritual life, the same distinction is there. Individuality is there, but in pure Krishna consciousness. One should not be mistaken. Enter into me means the monist theory, one becomes homogeneous with the impersonal Brahman. No. And then he gives that example of a green bird flies into a green tree, not to become one with the tree, but to enjoy the fruits of the tree. It's not that a green bird flies into a green tree or it becomes one with the tree. No, it's not becoming one, it stays an individual. Okay, let's go a little bit further. Because of his pure devotional service, Srila Prabhupada writes, a devotee can understand the transcendental qualities and opulences of Supreme Lord in truth. Meaning that to understand the qualities, the transcendental qualities, spiritual qualities, and the opulences of Krishna, one needs to be on the platform of pure devotion. Okay. There's a nice verse quoted here. It's in the chapter of the Universal Form, 1154. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service, undivided, like our attention, undivided attention, like little children, like Tejas, they want undivided attention. Not partly, okay, I'm listening to you, my little boy, but I also doing something else at the same time. No. These young children, they want full attention. When they want attention, then full attention, undivided. So, Krishna says, by undivided devotional service, can I be understood as I am standing before you? That's not Krishna, the Brahman, impersonal Brahman. No, that is I. I'm standing before you. Arjuna. And thus I can be seen directly. So if you want to see Krishna directly, and Srila Prabhupada has said many times, the day will come you will see Krishna face to face. Yeah, we can see Krishna. We are enough advanced in devotional service? Sure. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Understanding Krishna, there are many mysteries. For the non-devotee, also for the impersonalist, there are many mysteries which they can never enter into. But the devotee, the surrendered devotee, who is engaging in undivided devotional service, then Krishna can be understood, like he was standing before Arjuna and could be seen directly. And only in this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. There is no other way. Only in this way. So that was from the 11th chapter. And then on that platform we can enter into the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha Goloka. And then Srila Prabhupada carries on. After attainment of the Brahma Bhuta stage, of course, we have said Bhagavad Gita verse, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatmana Shochati na Gangshati Sarma Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Lapate Param. Did I get that right? Brahma Bhuta. But he quotes a verse, or is quoted of Srimad Bhagavatam. Interesting verse. Always engaging the activities of devotional service, that is in the 4th canto. Always engage in activities of devotional service. Devotees feel ever increasingly fresh. Oh, everyone wants to feel ever increasingly fresh. People do so many things to feel ever increasingly fresh. To mind comes so many refreshing, so many perfumes, so many things like that. Everybody wants to be useful, eternally fresh and young and new. Everyone wants to experiencing everything as new and fresh. Old things, that is not very likable. Fresh, new car, new home, new TV, new this, new that. Appearing fresh and new. So all knowers, the super soul within the heart of the devotees makes everything increasingly fresh. Just see that. What a beautiful, beautiful statement. If we want to experience that freshness and newness, which everybody is hankering for, so many ways of keeping young and fresh and new, so many proposed, but the aging process cannot be halted. But everybody wants to feel fresh and new and young in all our activities. So what makes that freshness? Krishna, that Vishnu Murti, super soul, within the heart of the devotee makes everything increasingly fresh. That's the secret. Not the external fresh, new car, new this, new that, new TV, all that. We think we're getting that freshness, that newness, that what we love so much by just getting fresh and new products to enjoy. New wife even, new husbands, and so many things. No. That freshness, where everybody's hankering after, that Krishna is doing that within the heart, increasingly fresh. Everything. Krishna within the heart makes everything increasingly fresh. Not just fresh. Increasingly, that freshness is increasing, increasing, increasing. Well, how beautiful is that? If people would know how to get everything increasingly fresh, they would take to devotional service, but they don't know, so we have to tell them. This is known as a Brahman position by the advocates of the absolute truth. In such a liberated stage, Brahma Bhuta, that's a liberated stage, one is never bewildered. Nor does one lament or become unnecessarily jubilant. This is due to the Brahma Bhuta situation. And in his purport to that verse, Srila Prabhupada says, a devotee is inspired by the super soul in the heart to advance in devotional service in variety of ways. To advance, yes. More. Keep moving, as we explained earlier on. Doesn't matter where we are, just keep moving ahead. Don't stand still. And there's this beautiful example. The sun moves from the east to the west. If we move with the sun, let's say in an airplane, we're coming back from India or some eastern country and we're coming to the west. And we're staying in the light. People want to sleep, but it's light outside. Then what does the airline do after some time? When it's night time, they're just closing the shutters of the windows that people can sleep. Because traveling west will always move with the sun. We're always in the sunlight. But as soon as we take a break, the airplane goes down and makes some stop in some country in between, then before we know, it is nighttime. Darkness will overcome us. So if we move ahead in our spiritual advancement, being inspired by the association of devotees, and by hearing and by chanting, and by our own devotional service, whatever that may be, then we be always in the light of Krishna consciousness. But as soon as we take a break, then we'll be overcome by darkness again. Then Srila Prabhupada says the devotee does not feel hackneyed or stereotyped. Sometimes devotees have been complained that the chanting becomes hackneyed. Oh, I have to chant again, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But there's something not right, there's something missing. Certainly the utsaha, the enthusiasm is missing. Something we're doing wrong, we have caused some offenses, or we have fallen off the track. And then everything appears to be hackneyed. Our devotional service, offering arti, cooking some food for Krishna, all becomes hackneyed. We all know what is hackneyed. When we have to do something we don't really like to do. And the same thing again and again, like an office job or something. Or stereotyped. A devotee does not feel he is in a stagnant position. Never. Krishna consciousness is never stagnant if we execute it properly. It's always fresh and new, and we're moving on. It's always new discoveries, and we're making spiritual advancement. How can it be stagnant? If it's stagnant, our Krishna consciousness, and we're doing something wrong. And then Srila Prabhupada gives the example. In the material world, if one engages in chanting a material name, we feel tired after chanting a few times. Srila Prabhupada has been challenged by one person in the audience. Oh, this Hare Krishna, I can chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, it's the same as chanting Hare Krishna. And then Srila Prabhupada said, okay, you chant Coca-Cola. How long can you chant Coca-Cola? Here he says, chanting a few times. Okay, maybe you chant Coca-Cola for half an hour, maybe an hour even. But we can chant Hare Krishna all day and all night. It never become hackneyed. It's always fresh and new. One, Srila Prabhupada confirms that here. One can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all day and night and never feel tired. As chanting is increased, it will come out new and fresh. And it's a very beautiful statement of Srila Rupa Goswami. If I could somehow, as I get millions of ears and tongues, then I could relish spiritual bliss by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. 2 ears and 1 tongue is not enough. There's really nothing uninspiring for the highly advanced devotee. Why? Because he sees Krishna everywhere and in everything. He's connected with Krishna as a highly advanced devotee. There's nothing uninspiring. And then Srila Prabhupada carries on. Krishna as a super soul in the heart, he gives forgetfulness and remembrance. By the grace of Lord Krishna, the devotee gets inspiration. In the verses quoted here, Desham Satata Yuktanam Bhacharam Pritipurvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yenamam Upayantiti. I give the buddhi to those who are constantly devoted to worship me with love. I give the understanding, the buddhi, the intelligence by which they can come to me. We have recently done this verse. So how can it be stagnant, Krishna consciousness, at any point in our spiritual development? It just can't. Let's go back to our verse of tonight. Srila Prabhupada speaks about that Brahma Bhuta stage. One becomes free from all material conceptions. When one hears about the Supreme Lord, automatically the Brahma Buddha stage develops. And material contamination, greediness and lust for sense enjoyment disappear. And in accordance to that disappearance, one becomes more and more attached to the service of the Lord and become free from all material contamination. In that state of life, one can understand Krishna. Okay, at this point, let's ask if there are any questions or comments from anyone. Questions? Amrita Radha Mataji, you always have some beautiful questions. And your beautiful comments, you inspire.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Rituvana Haridas. Actually, Amrita Radhe has gone to the other room with Tejas to put him to sleep. He was really cranky.
That's Rituan, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, we haven't seen you for some time. Welcome.
Yeah, last time I was not here. Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have one question. As you mentioned just a few minutes back, that Krishna consciousness is always fresh and gives us inspiration, gives us bliss. And if there is if a person who is practicing Krishna consciousness is not getting that bliss or not getting that fresh feeling, that means there is something wrong not with the process, but with his endeavors or with his bhakti.
Attitude.
The other thing is that attitude, yes. So coming across, even we see like devotees who are really trying to with the proper attitude, trying to do devotional service, continuing to do devotional service, still at some point they might get. I'm not saying that it's like a permanent fall down or permanent slipping away from the path, but they sometimes also feel, due to circumstances maybe, they feel left out. They feel not that full bliss what we hear from in the scriptures, like in the Chaitanya Chaitamrita, that the devotees are so ecstatic, they become ecstatic, they forget that they have not eaten. Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing for 72 hours. These kind of enthusiasm is not it's not visible nowadays. That's what I'm thinking. Even some devotees who have been practicing Krishna consciousness seriously and sincerely, who really want Krishna sincerely, they might sometimes be attacked by some mental illness also. I've seen one devotee, Prabhupada disciple. Yeah, he was Prabhupada disciple. He also had some mental problems. It's not like that he has left Krishna consciousness, but he's trying, but still these things are attacking him. Like physical problems, we can go to the doctor and get some medications or do some surgeries, and that's over. Because physical problems, if it causes real pain, sometimes might distract temporarily someone from doing his regular sevas. But mental illness, I've seen people who are trying to really go steadfast in Krishna consciousness, but sometimes mind attacks, they make these devotees morose, sorrowful, from time to time. May not be permanent. So how can we explain that? I mean, how can this be applied to Krishna consciousness being fresh, but still it's not as fresh as it should be to these people, to these devotees?
Well, thank you. Very nice question. There are 2 points. First of all, these ecstasies you just mentioned of dancing for 72 hours, these are highly, highly advanced devotees. That is not to be imitated. But yes, your example, physical, we can go to the doctor, and mentally, or we're going also to the doctor. Who's a doctor to deal with our mental problems? It's an association of Vaishnavas, of devotees who are enthusiastic. We all know that. If we are associating with devotees who are enthusiastic, we may have felt morose or this or that, and we're associating with devotees who are enthusiastic, that rubs off immediately. We're picking up that enthusiasm also, easily. So the association is important. And as we have pointed out in last session, association has to be, of course, association is different types of association, of course, but association, the most beneficial association is of like-minded devotees. Like-minded, compatible, as Srila Prabhupada, we pointed out in the last session. When Yamuna Devi, Mataji, she said to Srila Prabhupada, but the devotees in the temple are saying, we have no association because we're living outside an apartment. We have no association. Therefore we are Maya. And there were 2 of them, Yamuna Devi and Dinatarin, her god sister. And then Srila Prabhupada said something very, very significant. Association can be of 2 or 200. If the 2 are compatible, both will make spiritual progress. If 200 are not compatible, nobody will make spiritual progress. That is very telling. So we make spiritual progress by being compatible, not a formal association. Sometimes our association is formal. Yes, I'm in the same room with devotees. What does that mean? That's nice if we chant together and dance together, that's a festival, and so many hundreds at Ratha Yatra, that's all fine. But we need some association, some personal association with like-minded devotees. These 2, Yamuna and Dinatarin, they were very compatible. And no doubt, just by the association, these 2, they made spiritual progress. Because they discussed Krishna consciousness, they had a similar mindset. They could confide in each other. We pointed out last time also. The exchanges, loving exchanges between devotees are so important. besides giving prasadam and receiving prasadam, there is a loving exchange of revealing one's mind in confidence and giving confidential advice. So we cannot reveal our mind in confidence to just any and anyone just because they have a dhoti and a kurta and tilak on the forehead. No. At the beginning, we think devotees, they're all devotees, they're all the same, all equal. They're not. They may look on the outside all same. Everybody has the same tilak. Everybody has the same dhoti and so on. It looks like everybody is the same. No, devotees are on different levels of advancement. So if we can have the association of devotees who are more advanced and therefore more enthusiastic. Everybody has experienced when we are in the presence of devotees who are very enthusiastic, very, very happy in their Krishna consciousness. So much inspiration. So that rubs off. We are also getting that enthusiasm. So therefore I'm saying, if we don't have association with devotees, with more advanced devotees, with enthusiastic. Advanced devotee means enthusiastic devotee. It's not someone is advanced and is not enthusiastic. He's not advanced. And advanced and enthusiastic are the same, synonymous. Advanced devotees are always enthusiastic. So we have some association with them. Our moroseness will fly away like anything. Immediately fly away, we become ecstatic. And we're communicating on the same level. There is love and acceptance in the heart, and devotees we can trust, very important. We cannot trust necessarily anyone just because they wearing Vaishnava attire and having tilak, and that means, I can trust that person. No, we have to find out who we can trust, who we can let in our heart, who will not exploit us, who will not disappoint us. Advanced devotees who are, if we tell them some secrets from our hearts, they will keep it with them. They don't spread it out to everybody and all. They will not do that. We can trust. We have to find out who we can trust, and that kind of association is very, very valuable. Not formal association, that is also there, but we also need some like-minded, compatible, as Srila Prabhupada said, compatible. If two are compatible, they can make spiritual advancement. If 200 are not, they can't. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
So we must seek out this type of association, physically or in any way. Any other question? Vichai, any question?
Something like Govardhan Hill and Vrindavan.
Giriraj Ki Jai.
Yeah, Giriraj. Yeah, the Brijvasi school children, they circumambulate the Giriraj for help in their exams. And farmers, and
that may also help, yes.
yeah, they can. And the farmers may pray for harvest and so forth. But to devotees, Giriraj Govardhan can bless them with the ultimate gift, which is pure love for Krishna and Radha.
That's it, yes.
And the opportunity to serve them as well. So that's somebody who wants to serve. But what of those people who maybe have never visited Vrindavan? Can they instead engage in kirtana and read Prabhupada's books? Is that just as good?
Say it again. What was that last bit?
For those people who have never been to Vrindavan and they probably can't.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So they can't really pray for those blessings because they can't circumambulate the
Yes,
hill,
yes,
and
yes, yes.
and so they have to find something else, like householders in the West. So they listen to songs, kirtan, or they can um, obviously chant Hare Krishna, or they can try and associate with devotees and read Prabhupada's books. So is that just as good? It's not really essential to visit Vrindavan, really, is it? Or
Okay, nice question.
Mm.
Shastra tells us,
Mm.
very simple, if we cannot, we have to be in Vrindavan. We have to go to Vrindavan, Shastra tells us. But if we cannot physically go to Vrindavan, we should go mentally to Vrindavan. Mentally we should reside in Vrindavan. Right? That we can do. Anybody can do that. You can hear about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. Mentally we can be in Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada never left Vrindavan, in fact. He was mentally in Vrindavan all the time, connected with Krishna and his dearmost associates, the gopis and the cowherd boys and the parents. So always be connected with Vrindavan. We can do that mentally if we cannot physically go to Vrindavan. Simple as that. It's our meditation. Does it answer your question?
Yeah. Also, sorry, the Vrinda Devi or Tulsi Devi. If you go to India or even Vrindavan, you find lots of I'm thinking of bringing Tulsi Devi back because it's very hard to find that kind of plant here in.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Devotees have seeds which someone brought back from India. We have seeds. They're probably quite some years old. If they're still germinating, one has to try it out. So, or when someone or you yourself go to Vrindavan, bring some seeds back. You can't bring a Tulsi plant back because the customs will not allow you that.
Yeah.
Bring some seeds back. Bring some seeds back and plant the seeds. There's a method. If you ever have some seeds, I can tell you what to do with the Tulsi seeds. And then they're sprouting. Don't put just too many, like it has been seen within the Gujarati community. They just put a handful of seed in a pot on the window. And they're growing also, but actually every Tulsi tree, because we say sometimes Tulsi tree, should have their own pot. So if you put a handful of seeds, and at the end, we'll need 100 pots on our windowsill. That's not very practical. 1, 2, 3 Tulsi plants is enough. Even one. But they should all get their own pot. So, bring seeds back. You can worship Tulsi. Tulsi will remind us of Vrindavan. Reading Krishna book will remind us of Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada will remind us of Vrindavan. Krishna's pastimes through Srimad Bhagavatam will remind us of Vrindavan. That is our meditation on Vrindavan. Because Vrindavan means, if we want to go to Goloka, we have to be connected with Vrindavan. Be connected. Some devotees bring some sand back from Vrindavan. Sand, where Krishna has been walking. Around Govardhan Hill, some sand. And every day they take a few grains of that sand and eat it. That also helps to be connected to Vrindavan. Or put on our head. So many ways we can meditate on Vrindavan. That should be our meditation. If we cannot physically go, we'll have to meditate on Vrindavan. The mood of Vrindavan, that's important. That we have to absorb. So Vrindavan mood. What is the mood of the gopis? What is the mood of the cowherd boys? They're not. We have to hear. Krishna book has so many beautiful, beautiful pastimes. Or the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam has many beautiful pastimes. It's just to help us to get that mood of Vrindavan, that love. If we hear about how the Sakas, the cowherd boys, relate to Krishna and amongst each other, and how the gopis relate to each other and to Krishna, that kind of love, we just witness that love, then we'll make rapid spiritual progress. Then the desire, the greed, lobha, awakes in our heart. The greed, I want to also love like, experience that love like the Sakas, like the gopis. I want to experience that. And then our devotional service comes to new heights. So that was an important question. If we cannot physically go to Vrindavan, then we meditate on Vrindavan. Okay, anything else?
No, I was just trying to get the mood, because if you're in Vrindavan, there's a certain kind of atmosphere, I've heard.
Yes, that
Yeah,
mood
yeah,
is that
yeah.
mood is
Yeah.
all pervading everywhere. But if you be with devotees who are mentally in Vrindavan also, then you pick up that mood as well. And Srila Prabhupada has that mood. If you connect with Srila Prabhupada, that is also the mood. That's a mood. Vrindavan mood is just a complete trying to love Krishna and nothing else. That's a mood. Everything for Krishna, nothing for me. The most lovable person, Krishna. We have to hear about Krishna, discuss about Krishna, chant about Krishna. Chant, 9 rounds, 10, 16, why only 16? Chant all day long. All day, all night. Like our Swarup Damodar Maharaj. He goes to sleep early, 8, 9 o'clock. Wakes up early, 1 o'clock, chants and hundreds of rounds every day. And then Krishna will reveal so many things. So many things, because we are connected with Krishna. But for us, that may not be possible at this stage. But certainly we can remember and chant about Krishna, chant a Mahamantra all day long. Most of the day, we certainly do so many activities, bodily activities, physical activities. What stops us? Accompanying these physical activities with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram. It becomes quite automatic. I'm sometimes surprised that people are so friendly when I'm walking in the park. They're greeting me, hello, good morning, and I'm wondering why like that. They see my lips moving. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. That's quite funny. They see my lips moving, they think I'm saying, oh, hello, good morning, or something like that, and they reciprocate. Always chanting. Always chanting. Continuous chanting. Can be practiced, can be done. But these are, if we want to advance, that is a very powerful way. Okay, I think here we stop. We have crossed the 8:30 mark. Is there anything else? Rituan Prabhu, anything else? Amrita Rati in the kitchen. Vijay, anything else?
No, that's good. Thank you. Yeah.
Stop. Thank you for coming tonight. It's great to have you here. Jayanti Bai, Hare Krishna. Jayanti Bai, the day will come I will visit you. I don't know when, but that will be very spontaneous. The day will come. I'll just ring your bell. Hare Krishna, Jayanti Bai. I'm here to visit you. Okay. Hare Krishna. We'll see you next Wednesday. Be enthusiastic. Chant nice rounds of Hare Krishna. Read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry.
Yes, it's you back. Yes.
Yeah, actually I had a question, but I don't know if we have time, otherwise we can do it next time.
No, bring it up.
So, Prabhuji, you were talking about the how we should steadily progress in bhakti. So we should like from 4 rounds to 16 rounds. We have to go on improving. So my question is that like even when we start chanting 16 rounds and then we feel sometimes super duper inspired that yes, now I only want to please Krishna and that's all I want to do in my life. But then suddenly some Maya attacks. Oh, suddenly some Maya attacks
That happens.
and yeah. So then and it's that maybe you're just Maya attacks and some material desire enters your heart, but you know that it's a material desire and you want to get rid of it. So how to get rid of it?
Well,
That's
first
the
of all,
question.
it doesn't enter the heart. It's already in the heart. It doesn't come from outside.
True.
It's from inside. Since many, many lifetimes, the material desires are hidden deep, deep, the samskaras of material desires. So how do you get rid of it? Once it's coming on the surface, once we previously we haven't even realized we have so many material desires. But it's good if it comes up. It's like the ghee. We're making the ghee. If the white foam comes up, it's good. We know. So fire is on and ghee gets purified. That we know. If we make ghee, we're melting the butter, no white foam is coming up. There's something wrong. The fire is probably out. So we'll keep the fire of chanting, of association, of hearing. It keeps that fire on. So what to do if some material desire is coming up in the heart? We are not helpless. We are intelligent devotees. We're recognizing, oh, look that. A beautiful material desires had come up in my heart. Oh, I didn't know it was here. Suddenly it is here. Oh, a cherished little material desires has come up. So what to do? Take it off like the foam of the ghee. Take it off mercilessly. Take it off and put it aside. The first thing is to recognize it, and that's good. We're recognizing that's a material desire. That's my mind whispering some stupid ideas. So yes, we are attached to it. So what? If it suddenly comes, material desires are overwhelming us out of nowhere, seemingly. Hare Krishna, take by force the consciousness back to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada was asked that same question. What if Maya attacks very strongly? And Srila Prabhupada said, chant louder, with force. Also, Srila Prabhupada said also at another conversation, if Maya has you on gunpoint, there is nothing you can do. If Maya has us at gunpoint, really, it should never come to that. Maya has at gunpoint, because we have to be careful before Maya is right on our back and put her gun in our back. And she says, surrender now. Then that material desire is so strong, it got so much power that it's very, very difficult to get rid of it. But we have to see Maya before she is coming and behind our back and putting the gun in our back. As I have mentioned before, a quote, a conversation with our late Bhaktikanana Swami. He said, at the stage of nishta, steadiness in our devotional service, Maya is at the distance, right? Before nishta, Maya is not at a distance. Maya is right next to us. Therefore, if Maya is next to us, in 1 second she can put a gun in our back, surrender to me. But if Maya is at a distance, we can see her coming towards us and we can prepare ourselves. right? To defend ourselves. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So, yes, we'll recognize our material desire and deal with it. Analyze it. Will it really give me happiness? Also memory. If it's our cherished material desires, and it's the same material desire which comes again in Maya is very expert. She comes in different disguises. Different disguises. We think that's not Maya, that's something else. But it is actually Maya. She comes in different disguises to fool us. So by experience, we're recognizing her. We're analyzing our cherished material desires. The same desire comes again and again in different dresses. We have to deal with it. We have to remember, last time Maya got me at gunpoint and I surrendered to Maya. I was overwhelmed by Maya. What was the end result? Was I really happy as Maya promised? No. It was disappointment. We have to remember that. It was disappointment. It was actually disappointment. It appeared so attractive. But at the end of it, it was disappointment. If we can remember that, then Maya loses her magic. Oh, it will be disappointment at the end again. But if we think maybe this time it will be different, that is Maya's trick also. And Srila Prabhupada said, people agree to suffer in the hope for happiness. We think we surrender to Maya, we will be happy. In the hope for happiness, we agree even to suffer. We're going through so much suffering and hoping at the other side is happiness, but we've always been disappointed. There is no happiness at the other side. This material by experience. Maybe we have to be at Maya's gunpoint a few times to recognize, well, I have gone through that before. Has it brought me anything? No, it hasn't. So what makes me think now it will be different? It won't be different. The same old story. Same old story in different disguises. That's all. Better to surrender to Krishna. Recognize Maya. Maya, you don't have anything to offer me. I have lost all taste of your enchantments. Like Cupid, when Cupid attacks. Krishna is a transcendental Cupid. Cupid tried to attack Krishna, Arjuna. Krishna manifested so many beautiful damsels that Cupid was ashamed. What can Cupid do in the face of, Cupid in the widest sense? What can he do? What can material attraction do in the face of all attractive Krishna? We have to keep all attractive Krishna always in focus, enthusiastic, like Rituan's question. We're enthusiastic in devotional service, and Maya has no chance. She will not even try. She won't even try. Like Chintamani and Haridas Thakur. At the beginning she thought she would be successful of pulling him down, making him break his vows. And then he said, you just sit here. I will satisfy all your desires. Don't worry. Just sit here. I have to first finish my rounds. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And she became purified eventually more and more. And then she felt ashamed. I tried to tempt the pure devotee Haridas Thakur with my female attractiveness. But then she was a pure devotee. And then Haridas Thakur said, okay, accomplished. Now you take over that ashram and I go somewhere else. Yes, Maya will feel ashamed. She will not even approach us if we keep ourselves in enthusiastic Krishna consciousness. That's all. So our material desires, how to deal with them? Well, we don't really have to deal with them. They will not even manifest if we are always enthusiastic in devotional service. They're still there, and by being enthusiastic in devotional service and chanting Hare Krishna, then these material desires in the heart, they will just weaken. They will actually weaken. They have been strong. And by engaging in the process of Krishna consciousness, they weaken, they become weak, and weaker and fading in the background and eventually disappearing completely. Where is my cherished material desire gone? Oh, it's gone. Like I explained before. I don't remember a time where my national identification is gone. Normally when you be born, you identify, this is my family, this is my community, this is my country, all of that. But in due course of time, by knowledge, by detachment, by engaging in Krishna consciousness, it just disappears. And at one point we're turning around. Oh, where is my national identification? Oh, it's gone. When was it the last time I felt like identifying as a Gujarati, as a German, English, Irish, whichever? Oh, it's just gone. I don't feel anymore. I'm identified with a nation where I'm born by chance or karma or whichever. It's gone. So our material desires will just disappear like that. And if we look back in our life, there are some material desires, they have also disappeared. Surely they have. They must have. So if they have disappeared, then whatever still comes up, that will also disappear. And if somehow or other Maya got us, it's also a good question, what to do? Then afterwards we feel so bad. We lose all hope. Oh, I couldn't resist. What to do? Back on the track. Immediately. Back on the track. Chant. Engage in devotional service. And like that, we'll overcome that attraction. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. I think now I'll have to execute the points.
Yes.
As before, at least the advantage is that I know that it's a material desire and it's trying to pull me away from Krishna and my desire for eternal service. So, but then just I have to stay enthusiastic and keep serving Krishna. Sometimes the mind shows us the movie that we don't want to see now, but those thoughts appear in our mind. But I think eventually they will go away, they'll fade away, as you're saying, if we continue to serve Krishna, the holy name.
Rest assured, 100%, it will all disappear gradually. So there's all hope. It's not hopeless. Our situation is not hopeless. Rest assured, as we progress in our devotional service, these things will all disappear. And all what is left is pure devotional service.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Here we stop. Thank you very much, Vijay, Jayanti Bhai, Amrita Mataji, Ritu and Prabhu. Hare Krishna. See you on Wednesday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.